Well, hey folks, it's your old pal King Waspinator. Welcome back to Total Party Skills. Hit like and subscribe. It's been a weird day. As of the recording of this, it's the last hour of my 44th birthday. Instead of just having like a fun-filled day of laziness and video games and sex and drugs and rock and roll and all the good stuff. Instead, we're buying a house out in my old hometown in East Texas, and so I spent the day picking up a U-Haul and loading it and packing and loading it some more, and gonna take off at 6 in the morning and drive 5 hours to get there by noon so we can meet our agent, so we can go do our final signing and get our keys and yada yada yada. And then I'll be in a new location for the time being, and I'll actually own it, and that's weird. And as those of you who've been paying attention to the channel are aware, there's some strangeness to be found out there that I was not anticipating to find in terms of old family baggage and lost fortunes and all that. So we'll just see what the future holds. I don't know why I'm recording this video entirely. I guess it's just some rambling birthday thoughts. My wife's friends got me a bottle of Jim Beam Peach whiskey, which I've drunk quite a bit of, mostly because of a toothache, and it's one of the only things that kind of numbs it. I'm not really huge into alcohol, but at the same time, I can hold my liquor when I have to. I mean, I've been slowly nipping this thing down the entire day. Man, the fucking world's full of so much bullshit right now. I would really like to say that I feel, most of the stuff we all hear on the internet and on the news is just people who are full of shit, but I'm sure there's been plenty of times in the past where people felt the same. And so that in a part is, part of what has inspired us to just hightail it out of the city and move out to the country in a nice little plot of land that's already got a bunch of big gardens and a little farm area and chicken hutch and all that kind of stuff already set up, because who knows what the future holds. I mean, I don't know. In some ways, I should almost hope that things get worse, because as things have been getting worse the last couple of years for everyone else, things seem to have been picking up for me. So why would I want that trend to end? But unfortunately, I do care about the world and other human beings, and so I would just like to see a state of equilibrium return. But I don't know. Everyone's kind of panicked themselves and talked themselves into weird corners with their rhetoric. And there's only so many ways that can resolve unless people are willing to actually admit that they were full of shit. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So we'll see. Apparently, Texas is going to vote on secession next year. I know a lot of people are going to scoff at that, but I mean, people scoffed at Brexit, so we'll see. On my other YouTube channel, back around the time that the pandemic started, I'd made some videos about the fact that, during all the riots and stuff, that, I do think that if America starts to break apart, Texas would be better served by just declaring independence and not joining any sides with the rest of the country. That being said, at this stage of things, since we got through that hump, if Texas were to do that, that might initiate the breakdown, and I don't want us to be necessarily the thing that causes everything to unzip. I mean, the thing is without Texas electoral weight, why would any of the smaller Republican states in this country want to stay in the Union? They will be completely dominated by California and New York, and so it would be in their own interests to join Texas in that. And I really don't think it's wise for us to be the instigating incident. Also, I'm just I don't really care for Abbott as our leader. I don't care that he's Republican or not. I've since the pandemic response, I was out of the state when he got elected, so he's always kind of like an unknown to me. But his just whole first couple press conferences at the beginning of 2020 just really did not impress me, and so I don't really want him as our, emperor wheelchair over Texas and all that kind of stuff. I guess we'll see. Hopefully the state's not that insane, but as I said, people scoffed at Brexit, and so who knows? I wish everyone would calm down. Obviously, that's not going to happen. And I don't know. I just find it sad. So much of this is just a bunch of puffed up rhetoric from everyone responding to just different cues automatically. It's why there's so much this appearance of conspiracy when there actually is no conspiracy there. It's just a bunch of people independently kind of having the same reaction to certain stimuli and thinking like, oh, this is our chance to do the thing. And when everyone's doing that at once, well, it synergizes, but it doesn't mean that there's like one directing claw on the lever of power, like making it all happen like people tend to think it is. But who knows anymore? I mean, apparently we live in a really dumbass timeline. I don't like Berenstain timeline. I really wish to go back to Berenstein universe. But, we're stuck with the cards we're dealt. But as I said, things are going better for me the worse things get. So, I mean, hey, by all means, maybe I'll end up Lord Emperor of Texas one day or something. Stranger things have happened after all, and there's certainly worse candidates for such roles to be found, that's for sure. I mean, my family goes so far back. I have ancestors that got land grants from the Emperor of Mexico to be able to have their land out in East Texas, so I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Anyway, I guess that's about it. Y'all have a good one. Stay waspinated, and until next time.